Hi, this is Summer with Summer's Tips and Stitches, and this is a yarn chat. I have broken a 2-week hiatus from YouTube. I have no excuse except for I was busy and lazy. Plus, as of late, I've been working on a project which kind of boring. I'm not totally boring, but I just didn't think you guys were overly interested. But I do have a few things here and there that I can share with you. Okay, so the first of it is, and I can look for the link and put it in the description again. I don't specifically see somewhere where you can purchase this pattern. It is a kit that I bought from Hirschner's a couple years ago now. And I made the pocket shawl and I gave it to a coworker's wife as a gift because, as you know, once you start crocheting, it just piles up around you. She loved it, and he asked me to make 2 more for his sisters. And then one of his sisters loved it so much, she wanted 2 more. So now I'm up to making 5 of them. And then just a couple weeks ago, I don't know if it was the same sister or a different sister or something, wanted another 2. So now I'm up to like a grand total of 7, I believe, that I've made. So I finished one for the most part. I just have to do the pockets, and that's the part I hate the most. I don't mind making the pocket, but I don't like sewing it on. And this is the cookie yarn. It's a variegated cake, and it's kind of like a shell stitch that goes opposite of each other. I still have it attached to the yarn ball. This is what it looks like because I still need to make 2 pockets. I saved that last part for the very end. And then I sit here and sew on the pockets and complain the whole time. Ask my husband. And so when you make 2 of these, you got to do 4 pockets. And like I said, lining it up, sewing them on, that's the tricky part. And I'm a bit of a perfectionist, especially when I'm giving it to someone else who's paid money. So then I feel like I have to do my best job. And so then it's like measuring it, not stretch out the yarn, because if you've measured it at 1 and then you stretch it out while you're sewing and then it changes the dimensions, right? I don't know if you guys, maybe you guys are like, Summer, relax, just sew on the pockets. Okay, and so this is the second one. The second one is in this colorway, which I was really loving. Of course, I have my favorite color, this teal part, when it's next to the red. But yeah, there's some fun purplish colors and orange in there. Really loving this color. So far, to make a decent sized one that I think measures, I like to have it like 14.5 inches wide. I think it's 72 inches long. I end up using one of these cookie skeins, and this I just tapped into last night. And then about 1/2 to 2/3 of the other, depending on the size of the pockets you make. They recommend a single crochet pocket for the pattern, but I've since then changed it to 1/2 double crochets. I make a little wider and deeper. So that is what I've been working on for sure for the last 2 weeks, is finishing these pocket shawls. I was knitting a little bit too. If you remember, I made a baby sweater, which I think I have on this cart somewhere. Yes. I made this baby sweater with the party yarn from Big Twist. And I wanted to see how it knitted because it crocheted really nicely. And so I took the remnants of that skein and I started a Ross hat. That's my favorite go-to hat. I have it memorized. And so I've been working on that. I really love, what I've really been loving when I crochet with a yarn versus knit with it is to see how the colors fall and change. So this one is giving it a light striping. Do you see that? And then when you crochet with it, you see like more pronounced rows. So I love it. I mean, it's still that kind of peachy, pink, peachy. That's still happening, but you see the more pronounced rows of color. So I stopped that because then I thought, you know what, this is crochet month. You should only be crocheting, right? So I tucked this aside, and beside, I don't think I have enough to make a hat. Maybe a kid's hat. We'll see how it goes. And then I was watching, oh, I wish I could edit out this thinking time because it just completely slipped my mind. Well, hopefully I'll remember in a second. I was watching one of my YouTube friends, and they had a video on how to use their Centro knitting machine. Why? I feel so... Rose Cottage Studio. I feel so bad that I can't remember her name now. You're like, what kind of friend are you if you can't remember her name? Brandon, do you remember her name? My crochet friend that I talk about with Bella Coco with? No. I'm sorry. I can see her in her video talking to me. Anyway, it'll come to me. So anyway, I watched her video on how to use the Centro knitting machine because I mean, my husband got me one for Christmas loosely. I chose one, put it in the Amazon cart, and then he clicked send. And so I wanted to give it a shot because I kind of been putting off using it. So I watched a few videos. I'm going to be honest, I actually watched 4 or 5 different people use this machine to make a hat. I would show you, but it's way over here on the floor. I'm so lazy. But anyway, I did make my first hat on it. It is a tube hat. It's 2 layers, obviously, so you would put it on, you know, fold it like this. This is a Red Heart Super Saver yarn. It's not necessarily super soft. I think it's like highlighter or neon lights or something. I don't know. I got it last year when I was making ponchos for my 2nd graders. This year so far, we're into, just started Q4, haven't had to make a single poncho. But I made a mistake. So when this side doesn't look too bad, this is the side that I was working on, and this I was going to attach, this was going to be on the inside, right? I scooped the 2. Anyway, I'm going to link the video so you can watch her make a hat, okay? So I followed, and this was going to be the outs of the hat where I was going to attach the pom-pom, but I've messed up. I must not have snatched up all the loops, or I pulled too tight. I don't know. And then I've got this, the hat's fraying. Do you see that? And I kind of have I either dropped some stitches or missed some stitches. Look at them. See, they're all coming out right here. So I was just going to throw this hat in the trash. And you're like, what? I'm like, well, this yarn was $2.50 for some Red Heart highlighter or neon lights or whatever it is. I'm not necessarily a fan of how it looks. And it was a sample hat. It was good to learn from. I need to do better. I will say I feel like this yarn has to be a 2-layered hat. This is not thick enough with the knitting machine. It's such a loose knit. Now, maybe I didn't have the gauge tight enough because this is my first. I just can't even show you. It's so thin and see-through. So in order to make it not be, like, be able to see right through, you have to fold it in half. Do you see what I mean? So you make a really long tube and then you pull the inside up and then you cinch the top together. So I would say I'd give myself like a C- or a D on this hat. It is in the form of a hat and you can put it on and warm your head, but it looks like trash up here. And I don't know that I can save it or that I'm willing to invest some time into saving it. I knit a hat way better than the knitting machine, but this was my first go around. And then I thought, well, maybe it was the quality of yarn I used. Doris, that's her name, Doris. I'm sorry, Doris. Please don't hate me, okay? I have been disconnected from the yarn world for a couple weeks now. Just sitting there making my pocket shawl, watching TV. Okay, so I'm throwing this in the trash, but what I was thinking about doing was taking these 2 skeins of yarn. I got these from Bella Coco in one of her boxes, the one where she wants you to make a flamingo, which I don't know that I want to. Anyway, I'm not saying that it's not a good pattern. I just didn't know if I wanted to. But I think I'm going to make a hat with this knitting machine with this yarn. It's not really a bulky, and it's a little bit thicker and fuller than the worsted weight Red Heart. And I'm going to do 50 rows with the light pink and then switch to the dark pink. And then it will have like a reversible inside outside. I'm going to have a go with this. But I think I'm going to make one more with some red heart to just get my tension under control, to sew it up better at the top. Because it's I think, quite frankly, in my humble opinion, it is very difficult to take it off the knitting machine. It's very easy to just turn the handle and crank it out, but you got to make sure you're getting all those loops sewn up. Doris has a method where she switches from one color of yarn to another, and then you take the stitches off of that, and then you unravel the other color. It's her like throwaway scrap yarn. But I'm going to be honest, that seemed kind of tricky to me as well. So I watched some other videos about taking your needle and just like looping it right off of the knitting machine. And like I said, I've messed it up. I missed so many. So this is what I was thinking about making my hat out of. But I'm going to do one more in some red heart. And look at that, you could even make a nice one out of, I love this yarn from Bella Coco. This is some more. I don't remember what box this one came in. This is hibiscus. And hibiscus chunky. Is this hibiscus? Oh yeah, this is hibiscus chunky as well. And this is a brown set. I could either do something real cute like a brown. I could do a light and dark and mix them, or I could just do tonal. We'll see. So I'm going to try a sample hat one more time before I use some nicer yarn. Okay, what else have I got going on? I just showed you my pocket shawls. I showed you the start of a knit. Showed you my disastrous knitting machines situation. Oh, I went shopping at Joann's. Now, I went there to buy more of this Big Twist Party Light. Quite a bit ago. I don't really remember when. I go to Joann's almost weekly. I bought this party yarn, and they had it on sale for $2.50 a skein. And I bought 5 of one color, 1 of this, and then 2 of another one. Bought a whole bunch of it. I love it. It's such a soft yarn. It actually very much reminds me of this, like a thinner version of this. But anyway, I went there again to see if I had any more because I really liked knitting a hat with it. And they didn't have any. Joann's had none. And this is what I ended up getting there. But one of you lovely yarn friends had emailed me or messaged me just yesterday and said that the Party Light yarn is really hard to come by. So I'm really fortunate, I guess, my husband might not think so, that I bought 8 or 9 skeins of it the first time I saw it, because I can't find it anywhere. I can't find it on Amazon. It's not at my Joann's. I looked on Michael's online. I don't think Michael's even carries Big Twist. So apparently they didn't make a bunch of it, or maybe it was just a fun yarn they introduced for a while. So from my email from that gal, if you see any Party Light Big Twist, snatch it up. You might not have any. But while I was there, I did just grab, they had some yarn in the clearance. I bought one more Big Twist Silver Sparkle. This is what I was using to make my gnomes. I love sparkly yarn. I love anything sparkly, quite frankly, but I love sparkly yarn as well. And I thought about making, I have a partial skein over there. And I thought about making one of those pocket shawls. You're like, Summer, you're making so many and you just complained. I know, but the original one I made with the Hirschner's yarn was navy blue sparkle yarn. And I wanted to see about making a gray one in the sparkle yarn. Yeah. Will I do it? I don't know. Maybe I'll end up stealing it and making another gnome. But I do have a partial skein over there and a full skein here. How many yards are in this thing? 380 yards. So quite frankly, I might not have enough. I would have had more, except there was a lady that beat me to the row and she was taking all of it. Yes, she was. And God bless her. I bet you she was having fun, right? Okay, and then I also bought a Crochet Now magazine catalog. Let's see what month this one is. This one didn't have too great of a treat inside of it, but I really, I almost dropped it. I saw a really cute pattern on the front, and it's very hard to get this Crochet Now out. Of course, Crochet Now is a British catalog magazine, so the patterns in it are written in UK terms, so you just have to translate it. But I've become so good at reading British crochet that I don't even think about it anymore. But look at this doll. Look how cute she is. Looks like a little Cinderella. And then look how cute this pattern is, like this little cloud, rainbow cloud. And then look at that baby sweater. This is the one I was like, wow, is that going to be hard? I don't know. It looks like the raglan style with maybe a sun and a cloud crocheted on it. Now, up to now, when I've made a baby sweater, I've always made it with the front unbuttoned. But really, I mean, if you can make a hat, you could just crochet around. You don't have to, you could just join it and just keep on crocheting. So I'm going to give it a go. I think it's so adorable. This is the treat. It's a rescue kit. Safety pins, a wooden crochet hook, gold needles, and measuring. I don't really need any of this stuff, quite frankly. I can just put it in a prize for one of you guys. Here's a cute poncho as well. That's kind of a fun looking poncho. It's a Dolce poncho. And I think this is a bauble cloud pillow. I mean, we all have our individual likes and dislikes. This is the back. Here, this is the doll that I thought was so cute. Oh, wait, they don't have her. They only have the back of her. It must be on the front. They have this cute rainbow, granny rainbow blanket. That's cute. In here, boho rainbow blanket. And here is the baby sweater. This is a much better picture. And there's baubles on it. Look at that. That baby almost looks like a doll, doesn't it? Look. So this is my spring break for me project. I'm going to finish the pocket shawls. I'm going to make a few hats, which I'm setting aside for next school year. It does, oh, look how beautiful this is. Wow. That is beautiful. It's called a Blooming Blossom Wall Hanger. This is kind of a strange thing. Hopefully they have the front of it here. Here's some bunny things. I am so judgmental. You guys just saw my face. This is like a amigurumi that's a cloud that they tied a scarf around, like a cloud man. Puffy the Cloud toy. I don't know. I guess here I'm trying to show you without giving out all their goodies. That's what it looks like. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Puffy the Cloud toy. But I do like that baby sweater. This is like a rainbow themed magazine, yeah, I said it right. Here's Sooty. I'm not sure who Sooty is. I don't know if that's British or if my kids are just too old and they don't. Flynn, do you know who Sooty is? Super Sooty blanket?
No.
No, so it must be British or European. And then here's a cute bobble hat. You can't really see much of the hat there. There's the hat on the back. Might make one of those as well. But I'm trying to get a little bit ahead on the hats. Here are some people's makes that they've mailed into. Here, look at this. Is a poinsettia gnome and a little Halloween sweater. Here's a hedgehog. I don't know what that is. Oh, it's just a cat. I don't know why that was so hard. I don't know if that's her skirt or if she's wearing an apron. Oh, it's a granny square skirt. Yeah. So yeah, this is a catalog that I bought, and I really, really want to make that baby sweater. I'm not going to be too picky on the yarn colors. Wouldn't that look really, I mean, I know that it's a light blue sky, a sun, and a cloud, but it still might look cute on a lavender as well. I'm going to hope to make it without having to go to the store to buy yarn. My husband's probably confident that I can make it without having to go to the store. And then here's some cute bunny appliques. Now, you know what's so cute is you can make a baby sweater and then put a couple of these like little bunnies on the front or like in like little pretend pockets or on the back. Those are cute. And that's what I think the sun and the moon are on that other baby sweater. I think that is an applique. I am so excited. I think that's, oh, no, I have one more thing that I can show you guys. And then I'm going to have to wrap this up. My Yarn Yay box. And you're like, what? I know. And I think this is February, I think was a red. I think this is a March box. Oh yeah, it says March. I think I'm missing my next Bella Coco box. The last Bella Coco box I opened was the one with the diamonds stuff in it. And the water bottle. That was box number 32, and I believe this brown yarn came with it to make a water bottle holder. And then I saw she was posting stuff for box 34, and I did not get box 33. Maybe it's just, I mean, I guess I'm in the United States. Maybe it's lost in the mail. Okay, so anyway, Yarn Yay's turn. This is the March. You're working with green. She gives you this beautiful shawl pattern. Now, the thing, in case you haven't done a Yarn Yay, the big difference between Crochet Society and Yarn Yay is luxury yarn. Luxury, yes, luxurious yarn. You are going to get superwash merinos. You're going to get different varieties of wools, alpaca. You're going to get some nice yarns, not just acrylic. And I'm not saying that acrylic isn't nice. I'm just saying you sometimes do get cotton and acrylic and linen, but you will also get luxury yarns. The other thing is she doesn't give you a ton of treats. Usually just one or two little tools that are a company, usually a woman-ran company or started by a woman, that she is showcasing in her box. And then she will give you one knit pattern to use that yarn. And then she has a designer design a similar in a crochet. So it's one pattern crochet, one pattern knit. And then the treats in this one are Coco Knits claw clips, plastic free, made with recycled. Oh, please recycle. Hold your knitted or crocheted pieces firmly together. Now, Bella Coco's given us a few of these before. These ones actually look like little hair clips versus the ones that Bella Coco's looks like clothespins. And then a little set of T-pins for blocking. And then the yarn, oh, one more thing. Just a little, you guys, at first the teacher in me is like, what's this? Well, it's a little Post-it and a little Post-it book. I love these, and I do not need any more, but whenever I see one, I love them. Look, all these little Post-its. I like to use these to mark my places and patterns, where the repeat starts or where a really hard row is or when I'm done, and I put it down to mark my spot in the planner or in the pattern to where I've stopped. These are usually a little bit see-through, right? Yeah, so I love these. Now this, I also use them while I'm teaching as well. I flag certain lesson plan pages in the teacher text or where I might have changed something or something. So I use these both at school and at home. But no further ado, here is the Yarn Yay yarn. It is Vicky Howe's Montoya Merino Light. It is a beautiful dark green teal color. It is sport weight, 100% superwash merino, 300 yards, machine wash and cold, lay flat to dry. It says needles for knitting, US 5. I'm assuming 3.75 millimeter crochet. And the color is malachite. Can you see that? Will it focus? No. And I feel like, is she debuting her own yarn in this? Because usually she'll do a small yarn company. This month's selection is the debut, see, look at me, of the second yarn in Vicky Montoya Merino line. Montoya Merino Light is a sport weight super rush merino that has a soft hand and drapes like a dream. All the colors in the line are saturated and gorgeous, but we chose malachite because green feels lucky. So yeah, this is Yarnier's own debut Vicky Howell's yarn. How nice is that? It is super soft. I'll say that, friends. It is super soft. It's a nice hank. I have heard, though, if you are on the Yarnier Facebook group, apparently this yarn has been a real fussy to go from the hank to the cake. That it keeps getting snarled, and if you want to do a quick cake, don't do this. That you should plan yourself a decent amount of time. That's what I've seen on the Facebook page. I've debated continuing because I honestly have only made 2 or 3 of her projects. Now, the projects that I made, I adored and I loved the patterns, but I've just been kind of obsessed with Crochet Society because I'm a crocheter at heart. And where she does have the crochet pattern, there's only the one, and the knitting pattern is always significantly above my knitting abilities. Okay, so that is the beginning of my spring break. I hope to get some good crochet time done to finish these pocket shawls so that I can work on my own things. And I really want to make that cute baby sweater, and I'm really hoping I have some light blue in here. If I can't find it, I'm sure my husband will. All right. Thanks for watching and subscribing. Thanks for liking and sharing my videos. And until the next video, happy crafting. Bye.